Hello, I welcome you all to this wonderful session. It's a revision segment where we are going to revise through all questions that we get to expect in mathematics paper 1 trigonometry. So I'm just going to revise with you all the questions that you get to encounter. So I want you to follow me clearly and attentively. So this video is public. I've made it public so that we can revise together with other people that are not under my online lessons. I guess it's fine by you. So now, how can we revise through these questions? So this is the first question we are going to start with. The question is saying we are given a triangle here. This diagram is given. Then they are telling us to say calculate the value of tan DAC. They want us to calculate the value of tan DAC. DAC. They want us to find the tan of that. So you know that tan is what? Tan. So in this case, that is tan A. So I'll say tan DAC, according to how it is given, is equal to. Tan is coming from the word we get it on SOHCAHTOA. Paper 1, we know that we concentrate on SOHCAHTOA. We need to know SOHCAHTOA. Tan is here. Where we say tan angle is equal to opposite, we say opposite over what? This A, that is adjacent. This is what we are supposed to know. This is a question that the angle that is given is facing this side. This is the opposite. We don't have the opposite. Where this thing is pointing, that is adjacent. So meaning that is hypotenuse. Where this thing is pointing, that is hypotenuse. And this other one, this is adjacent according to the angle. The angle, if the angle is there, opposite is here. Where this thing is pointing, hypotenuse, then this side AC, that is adjacent. We don't have adjacent, we don't have opposite. We need to calculate this by using what we get to call the Pythagoras theorem. So we know that this thing here, this is the hypotenuse. Have you seen? This is the hypotenuse according to a triangle that is here. How do we find this side? So for us to find this thing that is here, where this thing is pointing, this is another triangle. So that is hypotenuse. We just say, I'll just say that is A. I'll just put it as A. So A squared is equal to, we add the two, square them. 3 squared plus 4 squared. Where we are going to get the answer as A squared is equal to, this is 9 plus 16. A squared is equal to 25. Introduce a square root, introduce a square root. So A is equal to 5. So we know that this side that is here, this is 5. So we found this part that it is what? 5. It is now a matter of us to find this part that is there, the opposite. How can we find the opposite? For us to find this opposite, this is another triangle now. Hypotenuse is there. Hypotenuse, we've got 13 there. So 13 squared is equal to, we always start with the hypotenuse. This is the reason why here I started with A, because that was the hypotenuse to this triangle. Even here I start with the hypotenuse. I want to find this side. I'll call this side as B. I'll just call it B. I'm just calling it B. You put any letter that you want. So I just call it B. So I'll say B squared plus, which other side is here? This is 5 that is there. So 5 what? 5 squared. We are doing all these things without the help of a calculator. So this is 169, which is equal to B squared plus 25. We group the like terms together. How do we group the like terms? This one comes inside. This is 169 minus 25, which is equal to B squared. So this is the same as B squared is equal to 144. We introduce a square root, introduce a square root. B is equal to 12. So the answer is what? 12. So meaning the opposite there is what? Is 12. Where we now substitute into the formula that is there. Therefore, tan DAC is equal to, what is the opposite? Opposite is 12 over, what is the adjacent? Adjacent is 5. Put a 5 there. So meaning that this is the answer. You are done. This is what you are supposed to do. The same way I'm answering these things, that's how you are supposed to answer them. That's how you need to get them, even in an exam. So this is how you are supposed to answer this question. I want you to follow me clearly and attentively. So we are done with this. Let us move to the other question. Some of you are saying that how come, sir, here we know that the square root of any number, we need to say 5 or negative 5. We are talking about distance. You cannot have negative 5 centimeters, no. So whenever we are talking about distance, our focus is just the positive one. So distance is always positive. Here we get the positive one. Unless if I just give you a plain question, that's when you also concentrate on the negative part. But these ones, you just need to answer them just like this. So we are done with this one. Let us move to the other question. I guess we are writing down these questions in our books so that we know how to revise through them. This is another question that we have. So the question is saying, the diagram below shows triangle PQR. So this is the triangle that is given, PQR. The question is saying, calculate the area of triangle PQR. How can you answer this particular question? For you to be able to answer this question, they are telling you to calculate the area of a triangle. This is not a right-angled triangle. A right-angled triangle is like this. Have you seen? It is like this, where it has got a 90 degrees there. So this one is called a what? Is called a right-angled triangle. We get to call it a right-angled what? A right-angled triangle. And if I tell you to find the area of a right-angled triangle, you are going to tell me that area is equal to half BH. This is a particular formula. But this one is a non-right-angled triangle. There is a formula that we get to use apart from this one. So the formula for a non-right-angled triangle, as long as we are not able to see that 90, the formula we say area is equal to half, then we say BH sine theta. This is a formula. So the area of any triangle that is not a right-angled triangle, this is a formula we get to use, where B and H are the two sides that are putting the angle on the middle. So meaning that the two sides, we've got this side and that side are putting this angle in the middle or on the middle. Have you seen? So meaning that I'm going to say that area of a triangle, that triangle, half times 12 times 10 sine, which angle is given? 150 degrees. This is paper 1. You are not allowed to use a calculator. A calculator is not allowed. So I want you to know that these angles, what you are supposed to know, whenever you are given sine, let's say sine 150, sine 150 is equal to what? Is equal to 1 over 2, which is just the same as 0.5. These two are the same. This is what you just need to know. You may ask me, how did I know that sine 150 is equal to that? You can have such questions. So you now need to ask me a question to say, what answer do we get here? Whenever we've got something like this, have you seen? Whenever you've got something like this, these are called special angles. So this one is a special angle, and it is just this only one that do come in an exam. Don't say, what if they bring sine 110 What if they bring sine what and what? This one, 150, this is the common used special angle. They will just tell you sine 150, and it always come like this. You won't find cos 150 in paper 1 ECZ. You find sine where you just need to put the sine there. So you just need to know it like this. I've told you they are what we call reference angles, but I don't want to go that way. I don't want to move that way. I just want you to understand these things just like this. I just want you to understand them like this. Just know this one. Know this one for me. Just master it like this. But those special angles, 30, 45, 60, these degrees, these are special angles, and I want you to know them. These ones, I want you to know them. I even gave you some angles that you are supposed to master, even as you get to enter into an exam. So these are special angles. There is also sine 150. Sine 150, 1 over 2. You are supposed to know that one. So let's make sure that we know that. We now move on to this. We substitute. This is area is equal to 1 over 2 times 12 times 10, then times 0.5, or we can put 1 over 2. It is just the same. 1 over what? 1 over 2. This is now equal to what? 2 there, 1. 2 there, 6. 2 there, 1. 2 there, 5. So just made with 5 times 6, that is 30. Then I just say centimeters squared. This is my answer. You are done. This is what you are supposed to do. So you just need to understand these questions just like this. There is nothing so difficult here. We just need to understand these simple basics. So just like this, we are done. If we are to encounter a question in an exam like this, we'll be able to answer it and we'll be able to handle it. Let us move to the next question. We move now to this question. Make sure you write down. The diagram below shows a right-angled triangle PQR. Given that PQ is equal to 15 degrees and cos X is equal to 3 over 5. Calculate the length of QR. They want you to calculate this length. Have you seen? They want you to calculate that length. You know that trigonometry paper 1 ECZ, we only focus on SOHCAHTOA, which is trigonometric ratios. So we know that SOHCAHTOA is like this. This is SOHCAHTOA. Have you seen SOHCAHTOA, which is written like this? This is SOHCAHTOA. So since this is SOHCAHTOA and they have put cos there, they have put cos. So what we are going to do, cos here, they are telling us to say that cos, so I'm going to say cos X is equal to adjacent. We get the adjacent there. Have you seen? Cos adjacent over what? Hypotenuse. So this is what we are given, hypotenuse. And we are told that cos X is equal to, cos X is equal to what? 3 over 5. So for us to answer this question, we are going to use what? Ratios. Have you seen that if the angle is hypotenuse is 5. So meaning that the angle you used is there. Such that this one is the opposite, this one is the adjacent. Have you seen? Then that is the hypotenuse. We know this. Where this thing is pointing, that is the what? Hypotenuse. So this is the same as we are given hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is what? Hypotenuse is 15. This is what we are given. Hypotenuse, that is a 15. So since we are using ratios here, have you seen this one has taken us to what? To 15. How many times have we multiplied this 5 to get 15? 3 times. Even this one, we need to multiply it by 3 to get what? 9. So this is the answer we get there. So meaning that this one that is here, we know that this is the what? Adjacent. So adjacent here, we found the adjacent. So we just say, therefore, R, so we say RQ, according to that, they are saying QR. Therefore, QR is equal to what? 9 centimeters. You are done. So the concept that I've used here is just ratios. So this is how you expect question. You just analyze a question and you see how you can answer it. You know this is what you're given. So if the angle is here, you know that, okay, for them to say that the cos x is 3 over 5, meaning here there is a 3, then that side there is a 5. But we are given a 15. So how many times have they multiplied this 5 to get 15? 3 times. So since this is 3, you just multiply by 3 to get what? To get 9. So 9 centimeters. This is where the 9 centimeters came from. This is what you are supposed to do. So the length of QR is 9 centimeters. This is how you are supposed to answer a question. Let us move now to the next one. I guess you are enjoying this. You are also gaining more information. You should not only know how to answer these questions, but these questions should open up your mind on how to go about other questions. So let us move now to the other parts. This is another question that I want us to revise through. How can we answer this question? Given a right-angled triangle XYZ, where angle 90 is equal to angle Z is equal to 90, and cos sine X is equal to 4 over 5. Find the value of cos X. This is a question that we are given. How can we answer this? For us to be able to answer this particular question, there are certain things we need to understand. We need to draw a free body diagram. We say, okay, this is a right angled triangle. This is Z, where we've got a 90 angle there. So we can say this is X. We can say this is Y. We can do this. The choice is ours. So now we know and understand that these we are using what? Sokatoa. This is something that should just be in your mouth whenever you just hear that you are writing mathematics paper 1, ECZ. So we know that, okay, this is the sine. So meaning that sine X is equal to opposite over what? Hypotenuse. That is what we are given. So meaning this is what we are saying, 4 over what? Over 5. This is what we are being taught. So what we need to do, this is the opposite. Opposite is what? Opposite is 4. So since the opposite, given the opposite is what? Opposite is 4. So which one? If the angle is there, we've put the angle there, meaning that this is the opposite. Opposite is what? Opposite, we are having a 4. So I'm going to put a 4 here. I will say this is 4. Then hypotenuse, this is the hypotenuse, is 5. Hypotenuse, where this thing is pointing. So that is the 5 that is there. Then I'm told, so I've this information, I've put it on a free body diagram here, meaning that I can find this side. I know that here you can even use your common sense that when you are given this, they will tell you to find something that you would do with this side that you are not given. You can use some logic there. So it's better you just find the side that is here in advance. So we are going to use what? We are going to use what we get to call the Pythagoras theorem, where we know that since this is where the thing is pointing, so we start with 5 squared is equal to 4 squared. Then I'll just say this is what? I'll put a y. I'll just put y. So plus what? Y squared. I know that once I find y is there. You can put any data that you want. So this is the same as 25. This one comes this side minus 16, which is equal to y squared. So therefore, y squared is equal to what? 9. When we subtract there, we get 9. Introduce the square root both sides. Even there, the square root. So meaning that y is equal to 3. So y is equal to what? Is equal to 3. So meaning that here we've got a 3. We put a 3 there. Even if you put x here, you are still going to find the same answer. So what are we taught? We are taught to find cos x. We find cos x. Cos x is equal to what? You know that cos, we now move this at this part where we say cos is equal to adjacent. We say adjacent over what? Hypotenuse. That is what we get to do. Where we are just going to say that cos x is equal to, where is the adjacent? Adjacent is this one that is there, which is a 3 over, what is the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse, that is a 5. So meaning that we've answered the question. This is the answer. This is the answer that is here. So that is how you are supposed to answer this one. This is how you work out questions. So questions will be coming in so many ways, different ways. The questions will be coming in different ways. You just need to know how to answer them and how to go about them. So these are the questions that I just want us to revise through. You get to have some information here and there, and I believe you are writing down these questions for revision purposes. So let's see how we can answer this question that is here. So this is the last question. Once we answer this one, then there is no any other question that you can fail. So I've made sure that I've tackled all the questions that can come in an exam under this part. You just need to apply the concept that you've gathered. So let's see how we can answer this question. In the diagram, FGH is a straight line. FG is 8 centimeters. This is 8 centimeters. EG is 10 centimeters. And angle EFG, that is 90. EFG, this one that is here. Then we are told to say find the value of this. So they want you to find the value of sine EGH. Sine EGH. They want you to find the value of that. How can you answer that one? First of all, you know that this is outside. You need to find what is inside. Inside there. So this angle, that is the opposite. That's where the opposite is. This thing is pointing this side. This is hypotenuse. Then this one is the adjacent. No choice. Adjacent, because that's the only length that you've remained with. Then we find what? First we find this. So we find sine. So I'll say sine G. Sine G is equal to this. It is inside. Have you seen G? Opposite. You know that sine. So I've been talking about cos, SOHCAHTOA. So sine, I guess you know. Sine, when we say sine G should be equal to opposite over hypotenuse. I guess you know that. So that is G. Opposite. Do we have the opposite? Opposite is not given. So first of all, we find the opposite there. So how do we find the opposite? I have told you that we always start with the what? Hypotenuse. We always start with the hypotenuse. We are going to use the Pythagoras theorem. So start with the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is 10. So you say 10 squared is equal to 80 squared, then I'll just say plus x squared. I'll just put x because I know that that's the opposite that I'm finding. I solve for x. This is 100. This one comes this side. It is going to be 64, which is equal to x squared. This is, I'll say x squared is equal to, what is the answer when you find there? That is 36. You introduce the square root. You also introduce the square root, where you just say therefore x is equal to what? 6 centimeters. So meaning opposite is what? 6 centimeters. We found the opposite. So meaning opposite is 6 over, what is the hypotenuse? 10. So this is the same as sine. This one is inside. This is EGF. EGF is equal to 2 there, 3. 2 there, it is 5. So we are finding 3 over what? 3 over 5. So we've found what is inside. But we are taught to find what is outside. What is outside, you just get the negative of that. Where you are just going to say, therefore, sine what you are given in the question now, you say EGH. What is outside, you just get the negative of what is inside. So you just put a negative. Negative 3 over what? 5. This is your answer. You are done. This is what you are supposed to do. Have you seen? Just like this, these are simple things. So I just want you to know what I'm teaching you. You get the concept. I'm not teaching you how to master these things. You just need to know them. Make sure you understand them. So as we get to prepare for our exams, these are certain things that I want you people to know. Maybe you are watching this video, like I said, this is a public video. So if you are watching this video, you are not under my online lessons, drop a text on WhatsApp now. I add you to the group just at an affordable fee. So I do tuitions at an affordable fee. So this is my WhatsApp number. You just drop a text if you want to be helped. You want to join Addisonite e-learning academy. You just drop a text on this number. So I'm here to help you get a distinction not only in mathematics but in other subjects like biology, science, a combination of physics and chemistry. So I'm here to help you, get a distinction. Thank you so much. So this is where we are going to end from. Tonight we call it a day. Good night. Have a wonderful night. So this is where we are going to end from. Those of you that wants to join, this is my number. And don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share and let me know where you are connecting from. I like knowing where my audience is connecting from. You are watching from Lusaka, Zambia. You are watching from the Copper Belt, Southern Province, Livingstone. You tell me where you are watching me from. Thank you so much.